Happy Monday, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Budget Deck List. This is decks that cost less than 5,000 dust and has a top 50% win rate, bronze through gold, to help you climb through the standard ladder. We're going to get right into it to look at the win rates. We've got Paladin in standard as the highest win rate, Paladin in wild, and Paladin in twist. So yeah, Paladin's doing very good right now. Demon Hunter's pretty low, but I do have a Demon Hunter deck. This is a total win rates, and it's only part of hsreplay.net's list of games that they have recorded. So it's not a true like, oh yeah, Demon Hunter never wins any games. It's false. But yeah, Paladin, Druid, and Hunter, it is what it is. It's been like this for a while now. Mage went down a little bit, most likely because of the nerf that just happened on Friday, where they took one of the major cards in the Rainbow Mage and removed it a little bit. They just made it less powerful. I don't think it would kill it, but obviously it says the win rate's doing a little differently. Let's see what's going on with the classes. Oh, look, we did this wrong. So yeah, let's look at the decks right now. Rank standard, last 7 days, bronze through gold. And let's go look at the meta. Let's see, by class. Let's look at, yeah, there we go. That's a good one here. Let's look at the last 7 days. So Plague Death Knight and Highlander Death Knight, Highlander Blood Death Knight. That's pretty new. I have to try that one. Highlander Blood Death Knight is a pretty strong deck, it looks like. There's not much others. Demon Hunter can't catch a break right now. Again, like I said, there is a deck that you can play bronze through gold. I don't know how much further it'll get you, but I have a deck to tell you about. Druid is very strong. Hunter is very strong. Paladin is just super strong. Look at this, 61% on aggro, 59.1% on earthen. I say that multiple times. It shocks me. There's a new Mage deck in town, and I'm going to talk about it in a few minutes. I like it. I'm interested in seeing more of it being played. And remember, listen, we should be hearing about very soon the mini set, and that might change some things here and there. Undead is not very great. Priest is not very great. The only thing that's good is Undead and Automaton. So I like the fact that Automaton is coming up. It was very interesting to see. Mech Rogue, 60% win rate. I don't talk about mech here on the budget decks because it's super expensive, but it has a 60% win rate. That's really all there is. There's a couple outliers. Big Rogue is at 49.3%. If you do have a lot of rogue cards, look into that. Shaman has 3 options here above 50%. Look at this, other 37%. Ew. Warlock, Highlander, and Thaddeus, but not very high. These are, Warlock is not going up, it's going down in the win rates. And then Warrior has 3 options. Let's see, yeah, and then the others. I like that the others are being tried. The cool thing is, I look at these and I see others 34%, others 34%. Everybody's not net decking. Everybody's trying some things out. Might not work, but they're trying things out. Okay, let's get into it. First deck, Undead Priest, 2,880 dust. We've talked about this many times before. It is at a 65.4% win rate, bronze through gold, which is why I'm bringing it up. Super cheap deck that is super good as you're trying to climb the ladder. This is an undead Dark Bishop Benedictus deck. Listen, Dark Bishop Benedictus is start a game. If your spells in your deck are all shadow, enter shadow form, so instead of you healing yourself, you're doing damage. So it's a little bit aggro, a lot of synergy, with all of the undead cards in here. You're just building boards, smacking them in the face, using your hero power that used to heal now to do damage. It's a good deck. I've played it many times before. Haven't played it recently, but it's a solid deck. It's easy to start learning how to do this. So if you do have a bunch of these cards, ETC Band Manager is great. It gives you the ability to throw Shard in there. Shard is a great card. It's annoying when you're fighting against it, but it's a good card. Silver Moon Arcanist to increase your spell damage, and then the Sunwell. Sunwell is a great card. Everybody should be using this if they're trying to tech through, especially since this one doesn't cost you a lot of money. Let's see. Next up, Silverhand Paladin. Silverhand Paladin, as well as most of the other decks in Paladin, are super strong. This one's 0 dust. This is a 54% win rate. It will get higher than that. The cool thing is, it's a great deck if you have all these cards. as you're running through games and going higher up on the ladder, you can start tech out other items in this deck to cards that you may have, and just everything Paladin is very strong right now. So this is Silverhand Paladin. You're building your silver hands. Obviously, you've got Righteous Protector, you've got Argent Protector, a lot of protectors here. Grime Street Outfitter is an amazing card that gives all minions in your hand +1/+1. Amber Watcher is a great dragon that also restores some health. Lothraxian the Redeemed, you want to get this card out as quickly as humanly possible. Put this out as many times as quickly as you can, and it's got Lord Tyrion, Muster for Battle. It's a essential Paladin deck that you should be able to play if you've been playing a little bit, especially with Paladin. And like I said, this deck will tech out into any other Paladin card and be very strong as you're climbing. This will get you further. Okay, next up, Aggro Demon Hunter. I mentioned Demon Hunter. This one's 3,880 dust. It's got a 59.7% win rate right now, bronze through gold. And the reason is because it's using Blind Eye Sharpshooter. It's strong. It's, you know, it's been very divisive card that everybody has an opinion on. It's a good card in my opinion. I did not think that moving it from originally 5 health to 3 health killed it, and it didn't really. It's a very strong card. And then listen, also Vicious Slither Spear. I love this card, especially if you're casting a lot of spells. I like seeing this being used in many different decks. This is used in Naga, Hunter, and a couple of other Hunter decks as well. This is a good card. Bibliomite, I love this one. Choose a card in your hand to shuffle into your deck. I just like this card because it's cool. It has, you know, you don't see a lot of this this type of tech being used. And then Illidari Studies. It's just it's a aggro demon hunter deck that'll get you to be able to play. It will not go further than bronze through gold. Like as an example, go to diamond, goes to 56%, go to legend, 54%. I don't think it'll get there. I think this is very skewed data. I think that you could do some tech, but there's no other besides Aggro Demon Hunter that you see a lot of in the top meta, so I don't know if it'll go any further. This is the one I haven't seen anything of yet. This is very cool. It's a 58.5% Elemental Mage. It's at 3,640 dust, and it's exactly what I'm thinking and what you're thinking. This is a Elemental Mage deck. So it's got elementals in it. It's got a bunch of elementals in it. It has the ability to... Every one of these elementals has another function besides just putting a minion on the board. It's got Arcane Artificer. This is an amazing card. It's been used a lot recently. Glacier Shard as well, freeze an enemy minion. And then Tainted Revenant. If you played an elemental last turn, deal 7 damage, randomly split between all enemies. That's a good card. And then also, Azurite Giant. Will cost 1 less for each turn in a row you've played an elemental. You'll get this out turn 5, turn 6 maybe, and an 8/8 on the board is pretty good. Let's see. Unchained Gladiator. Draw a card, repeat for each elemental you played this turn. So this is a lot of card draw if you have the ability. Overflow Surge, or summon a copy of this for each turn in a row you've played an elemental. You can literally put this out 6 or 7 times. You could have 6 of these on the board if you do everything right that you're supposed to. And then it has Mistake, all minion types, obviously. Amalgam of the Deep. Why would you not put Amalgam of the Deep in here? It's a low-cost card that will go ahead and discover another elemental. So try this out. Like I said, it's at 58.5%. I have not seen this in the meta recently, and it's most likely because of the nerf to one of the mage cards, but it's something to absolutely consider. I'm excited to see that being played. And then last up, Treant Druid. 2,280 dust for a 63.8% win rate. It's amazing. We've mentioned it several times before. It's the druid package that's running Drub Circle and Cultivation. So you want to go ahead, you want to get your Summer Flower Child out as soon as possible so you can draw 2 cards that cost 6 or more. If it's Finale, they cost 1 less, so you can do those nutty things with that. Blood Treant was out, and when I first saw this card come out, I was like, what is this card about? It's actually a pretty good card. costs health instead of mana, you usually don't have a problem running into, you know, putting this out or having enough mana to put it in there. You should be fine. Natural Causes is pretty good, which would Apple is pretty good. Living Roots as well. Deal 2 damage or summon 2 1/1 saplings. So good deck to start. There's a lot of Druid decks that are also being played right now, and you could probably tech some things in here and there to get you even further along the ladder, if at all possible. Looking at the card statistics, so what I want to do is I want to see what are the most used cards in the past 7 days. We're going to do neutral cards only, just to see what's going on. And then, yeah, Astalor is 48%. So stocks and Astalor went up again. This is probably the most used card that I've ever seen. I know I have not been doing this for years and years and years, but this is pretty nutty. And the cool thing is, you know, it's one legendary, so it's 1600 dust, and then you can use it in any deck that you play across the board. Highlander, not Highlander, it's pretty good. Also, Reno's being played. Highlander decks are cool, whether you like them or not. Whether you think they're low skill, high skill, and if you look on social media, that's been the conversation going on right now, that Highlander decks have, you know, little to no skill being played or no creativity or what have you. I personally love Highlander decks, and I think there should be more of them. Sir Finley, it's another no-brainer here. I didn't use this a lot when it first came out, but now I've been using this a lot more. And then ETC, especially for Highlander decks, you would want to throw this in here to have a deck with maybe duplicate cards that you may need, or like I said, specific technical cards that you want to add that you have no room for in your hand. And then Ignis. Ignis is rounding it out, and that's all I'm going to talk about. If you forge the card this game, craft a custom weapon. Watcher in the Sun is a very good card that you can forge. Besides you getting a random holy spell, it also restores 6 health to your hero. So even if you're not using a lot of those, you know, you would absolutely have one in. Do some bonus health restoring to yourself, and then use Ignis later on. And then Rust Rob, obviously. This card has seen a resurgence because of all of the Ignis shenanigans going around. So that's it for this week, and this is all I'm going to talk about right now. Next week, I'm going to do something a little bit different because we're starting to get a little bit of a stale budget decks list. There's a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing is the same, but I'm going to switch it up, but expect a new video like this, something along the budget aspect of the game that we all love, every Monday, and I'll see you in the next video.